Okay.
Okay.
We're just waiting for this to connect to. And we're good.
All right, I would like to call this Public Utilities meeting to order. Mr. Burnside,
Here.
Ms. Goman,
Here.
and Ms. Pingley is here. Tonight we have Tom Bellish here to talk about some rates we're gonna go over. So Tom, if you wanna take over, you can
All
go
right.
ahead and
Yeah,
start.
thank you very much.
Uh-huh.
I have two handouts here. One is like the overall summary with the city's logo there, what the status is of all the energy programs we have. The most pressing one is the March one with the 19 city accounts. And the goal here is to have the term end with the other accounts. So we have the streetlight account going through December 2027, and then this would align with December 2027. And then the next time we do 530 Lowellville, we'll do a 1-year agreement, and that will be aligned, and we'll be all aligned with December 2027 then to renew these accounts. So what we have at the bottom of this chart is transmission capacity rate. And that in the past has averaged about $100 a megawatt. So right now, that is $270. It's going to $329, and then next year, $333. So those rates just keep going up, and that's been. So we're just looking at the sheet here. It's just started. Yeah, this one here we're looking at. So just want to go over what's really driving electric prices lately. We've had 4.4 for 3 or 4 years, and now we have the 7.95. So this is what's driving the rates higher and higher, is this transmission capacity charge that suppliers pass on to all the residents.
So when we met before, Tom, you told me about the capacity rate. Can you explain it again, just so residents can hear? Because I think that's something that people would probably appreciate.
Sure. So the cost of generating is just at the generating plant, and that's about 6 cents. And then the cost of transmission is from the power plant to the Ohio Edison system or to the local utility system. That portion has gone up a lot. It used to be like maybe half a cent, and now it's more like 3.5 or 4. That kind of difference.
Yeah.
So the generating plant is a lot different than it used to be. It's that transmission cost that we're not used to seeing so high, very unusual. And you can see it does go out all the way through May 2028. So we're kind of stuck with these higher rates for 2 more years. So after that, hopefully that we'll get some better rates. That is driving the rate up for the city buildings as well as for the residents.
And you said that's negotiated, so you said that or goes out to bid, I think, is that what you said?
It is an auction, set by auction.
Okay.
So once it's set, that is the number, that is the cost for that year. They do it 1 year at a time. And that is the cost for that year. So, there's no negotiating at that point for that portion of the bill.
Yeah.
So first I have offers for the 19 city accounts. And the term to line it up with the other accounts, the streetlights, would be 21 months. So that's about 9.2 cents right now. So I do recommend that one as soon as we can lock something in, because that's a March start. I hate to go back to the Ohio Edison rate on that. And then the next one, the one above that, so we're at 7.95 right now for the residents, and today's bid was like 10.1. So we have some time on that one. I'd really like to see something under 10. Yeah. So, because I'm not really happy with that price, and I don't see any reason to lock it in right away. So really, see how much time we can get. If it's a May start, we have, till early March, so we have another month. So I'll be watching the market and trying to get something. So market moves kind of quickly and every day. So if we had authorization to sign, I can work with the mayor to have something signed when we get a more attractive
Better rate.
price, yeah. So that one I'd like to hold off on and see if we can get something better.
Okay.
The weather, I think, will be getting better, and I hope, hopefully that will help, the rates. Yeah. So it's, way higher than we were used to seeing, and,
But you're seeing that all across the board.
Yeah,
it's
it's
everywhere.
everywhere.
Yeah,
It's not-
yeah, it's, this is really everywhere, all the way from Illinois to the East Coast. You know, they all have to do with that same transmission price. We're a little lucky, our generating costs are lower, because their total price is more like 15 cents, or to 15 to 20. So, but it is a lot higher than people used to seeing, so just to be aware of that.
Sure.
And you said, when we met too, that capacity,
Mhm.
that number's already out for how long?
Yeah, through May of 2028. It'll be 333 from.
Yeah, so that's really not
So our
going
rates are gonna,
anywhere.
yeah, it's gonna be
No,
pretty high until
It's
2028,
two
yeah.
more years we have, so it's like a total of 3 years with the 270. It'll
Yeah.
be 3 years in a row of high rates.
Yeah,
In the past, it spiked, but the year before, the year after was low, so we were able to average it together and average it
Okay.
out. But when it's 3 years in a row, and they've been announcing them only every year, there's no way to hedge it or game it a little bit. I can
Right.
usually do something longer term and even that out, and that's what we've done in the past,
Yeah.
but.
I think that's
lately-
why we even thought about going something longer, just because of that reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why I priced it out longer, so you
Yeah.
see the 48 month, or 36, they went out as far as 36, for the aggregation now, that's the bottom one, 10.3. So
Yeah.
you can see that because capacity costs are about 330
Mhm.
all these years, the total price is about the same, so there's no benefit, it's just slightly more.
Yeah,
Yeah, so I think if we do something, shorter term, maybe the 13-month, and then average in something cheaper
because you think
We
that
can
it
kinda-
can still go down.
after May of 2028.
2028.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then,
So we're stuck for the next 2 years
Yeah,
where we're at,
pretty
correct? I
much,
mean,
yeah.
yeah, but I'm
Yeah.
saying, maybe
But there's no-
next
A year
year
from
do a
now.
3-year deal,
well, okay,
to
yeah,
average it down.
right.
Yeah.
No, I understand that.
Yeah. But right now, there's no advantage of doing a 3-year deal,
Yeah.
it's even higher.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw that, it kinda made it
Well, the
worse.
only advantage would be
Right.
is if it, the only
Goes
advantage
higher.
would be is if it goes higher.
Yeah.
So really, we're kinda gambling a little bit.
Yeah, a little
but, it's kind of a, it's just a smarter plan to gamble it. You don't wanna lock yourself in
Yeah.
at this high of a rate, right?
Yeah, it was good to gamble at 4.5 cents.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
at 10.5, so I
The only
think the
thing it
risk
does too,
reward
though,
isn't
is
there.
it gives havoc.
I'm sorry?
It creates a little havoc.
And this, with the letters and
No
everything.
I didn't notice.
So, so I mean, that would be the only thing, it would be consistent.
Just
it would-
think if they had to go out on their own and do it though.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
Well, a lot of people are still trying, which is
Yeah.
fine,
Yeah.
you know,
But I
but,
think they're realizing
I think we
it's
should-
not gonna be any better.
Right.
See how he said if it drops at all.
Yeah.
Do we do
Well,
that
yeah.
first?
What's your thoughts on that, Tom?
City accounts will probably go ahead and lock something in, before that gets worse, and then, this, I'd like to see something under 10 and,
So what do you think, a
use
month?
the next month
Yeah.
to watch the
Okay.
Watch the
market.
market.
And the weather, I think, play a
Okay.
role. in
So you
that.
need us to move on the city.
Yeah, we
city
still
owned.
need to, we still
And
need
the city owned
approval
accounts, yeah.
in
Yeah.
case the market drops tomorrow or something.
So yeah, once we get an approval, you'll wait and lock us in at the best rate you
Yeah.
can, correct?
Yeah,
I think that's
I'm
fine.
gonna
Yeah.
wait for something better on that one, yeah. For
So what do
sure.
you need from this to lock anything in?
I I gave, Mr. Burnside
We have
all the
legislation.
legislation.
Oh, you have it, okay,
There was 2 pieces that Mr. Bellish sent to me.
okay,
So he'll bring it
perfect.
up.
So on that second one, if it's any communication we have, we could just bounce it between
Yeah,
all you guys with the, that are
That
on the
works.
committee and
yeah,
try
that's
to
fine.
lock something in if it drops.
Well, I don't even think you're gonna need to do that. Once you pass legislation tonight,
We could
he
just-
has the authority,
To
he
lock
could
in.
lock us
Lock
in
in,
whenever
yeah.
he feels is,
Okay.
is in our
Yeah,
best
with,
interest.
yeah.
That's what he's
Yeah, but he'll
seeking.
still
Yeah.
probably
with the-
communicate it,
with the
yeah.
signature.
Right, we're just
I
we're
can-
basically giving him
Yeah.
pre-approval to act on our behalf.
I didn't
Correct?
know if you wanted to hear it all.
I'm,
Just-
I'm fine,
Put the ball
Tom,
in
I
his
mean,
court.
yeah. Tom's been with us for a while.
Yeah.
So if it ends up going down, are we able to opt out of, and get a new contract or no?
Well,
You know what I'm saying, like
Well,
in
they-
June or July or whatever, if the market gets to be lower,
It wasn't the way I was perceiving it.
Mm-mm.
I'm just asking.
no,
Every day.
the reason is that, some of that power's been consumed at a higher rate. You know, they're averaging, if you do a 36-month term, they're averaging 36 months.
Alright,
And then if higher price months are
Well,
consumed
what you're saying though is
in the market drop.
if it does go down, we can try to tack on the other year and average it over that year, or do we have to wait a certain time?
that's what I was trying to get at.
For the aggregation, when those letters go out, that's kind of it.
Okay,
Now, for the city accounts, if you wanna do a year and then blend and extend something later, you can do that.
well, I mean, at these
And
rates, do you
I've
feel
done
like
that.
do you feel like they're gonna go that far up that it's a bad gamble? Or do you feel like, we're really high right now, and there's kind of a possibility that it's going to come down and we'll be able to extend and blend it into our contract at that point? I mean,
Yeah.
with as high as it is right now, it seems like we're at the height, or at least from what we've been in the past.
Sure.
So I would hate to lock in a long term, I would rather lock in my opinion, if you believe that it's gonna go down as short as we can, that way we would have, if it does go down, we'd have 2 years we could possibly blend into a contract, correct? Cause a contract could go 36 months, right? So if we only
Right,
took a
right.
year for the city,
Mhm.
we only took 1 year, if it went down, we could extend another 2 years based off of that price, correct?
Yes, you can.
So for the city contracts, as high as it is right now, it might serve us best just to go 1 year.
Okay.
Right, does that make sense to everybody else?
Let me see.
I think it says 12 here.
The 12 then?
9.27
Okay.
or 9.2.
I mean, what's your thoughts, Tom? I mean,
It was just
I-
that the 21, not only did it line up administratively to
Yeah.
have them all renew at the
Yeah.
same time, it was also slightly lower, 9.27 versus 9.20.
so I mean, that
was
would be
the thing.
great
That was
if we don't see the price dropping in the next 12 months, correct?
Yeah, but we already know capacity rates aren't dropping, they're actually going.
Yeah.
So then we wanna
Yeah.
stay with 2 years.
Yeah, I think so
Correct?
too.
Right.
Do the
Okay.
21.
Yeah, the 21.
and then we can
Yeah.
wait for,
Okay,
And-
now if we do the 21 and prices do drop, we can lock those in and blend them into another 248 months, is that, am I
You can
understanding
start
that
it
right?
with, well, yeah, for the city
For-
accounts.
yeah.
Yeah, you have more freedom.
Sure.
with the city
So
accounts.
we
You can
wanna
do
go
that.
with the 21, cause that's gonna yield us the best rate we know currently.
Mm.
However, if a few months from now the rates drop, we can extend that from 21 to 48, blend them and bring the price down, is that correct?
Yes,
Okay.
it can be extended, absolutely.
Yeah, that's probably the smart move.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
we should just go with that then, 21
Yeah.
months for the city accounts.
I'd agree.
And then in May, we go over the community
Community.
electric.
Yeah, the May start,
So
so
we said
it's
March?
the mailing, yes, the mailing is like early March.
So we'll have to meet, well, we'll
Yeah,
have to
so
meet,
we only really have like 4 weeks,
yeah.
but I think it's worth.
But if we do the
Waiting.
authorization, then
And whenever he sees
we,
something,
yeah,
he just
exactly.
jumps on it really.
I think that's best.
Good with me.
Sounds good.
Alright.
So you
good.
got what we're after, correct, Tom?
Yes.
Appreciate it.
Alright, any other questions?
No.
We're good, Tom, are you
Okay, all right, well,
good?
thank you.
All right, thank
Appreciate
you
it.
so much.
So-
Tom, you can make your next
Thank
meeting
you.
if you hurry. You got 10
Oh, he has
minutes.
another meeting.
Yeah.
It's not far.
Alright, motion to adjourn,
Thanks,
Motion to
Tom.
adjourn.
alright.
Second.
Second, thank you, alright, motion adjourned, or meeting adjourned.
Okay, I'd like to call this Finance and Legislation Committee to order. Mr. Beagley,
Here?
Mrs. Schoman.
Here.
And Mr. Burnside's here. We have somebody from the housing that needs to speak, and we'll turn it over to you.
Hi, my name is Liz Ogle. I'm with the Youngstown Neighborhood Development Corporation. And Mayor Cat has asked us to take over an existing grant that you all have with the Ohio Department of Development through the Welcome Home Ohio program. And so I'm really here to answer any questions that you have about
So,
that.
Tiffany, I have one main question. In the past, I helped out with tiffing one of our properties. Are you familiar with tiffing them, which is a diverting the tax dollars prior to that, it being appropriated to them?
Okay.
I wanted to see if these properties would be eligible for that.
So we've actually been working with the city and I don't know if you have an update on
The
the
CRA.
tax abatement, yeah.
Yeah, we passed everything here, I know we still have to get together, we have to do a committee and establish that, but I think
Well,
sent in,
they're similar things, but they're still different because if those properties don't get sold to an owner occupied,
are, do you know,
They have to be sold to.
they have to be sold to an owner
Yeah.
occupied.
So all of the properties.
So does the tax abatement then that we have in place transfer because they weren't built by the,
the tax abatement stays with the property.
It stays with the property.
so if let's just, for instance, somebody builds a property, sells it, that tax abatement stays with the property for 15 years? Cause we weren't under the impression that it transferred from owner to owner.
Don't know, I
Okay.
think,
My understanding is that it stays with the property.
Okay,
and we got the language from what they did.
so Tiffany, then you would know that for sure. So it does stay with the property, and it transfers even through, ownership transfer.
That's my understanding.
Okay, and it does have to be owner occupied.
Yes, so through the Welcome Home Ohio program with the Ohio Department of Development, there are 2 deed restrictions on each property. The first is a 5-year deed restriction that requires the person who buys the property to own and occupy that property for a minimum of 5 years. If they sell the property or decide to not occupy the property within that first 5 years, there is a financial penalty as part of that deed restriction. There's also a 20-year deed restriction on the property. That is to ensure that the home remains affordable. And so each of these properties that are for sale has an affordability restriction, has to be sold not only to an owner occupant, but somebody who's below a particular income limit, which is 80% of the area median income.
And then when you say area medium, is that Struthers or is that Mahoning County?
That is the MSA, so generally Mahoning County.
Okay.
And so, the initial buyer has to be below that income limit, and within the first 20 years of that property being purchased the first time, any buyer after that has to be below that income limit and an owner occupant as well.
Okay, okay. Now, these are for the particular homes that are getting built. This is not for specifically the tax abatement. Okay.
Right, specifically for the 8 homes that Struthers would be contracting Y&D.
Okay. So on those homes, there would be no possibility to TIF because
Probably
they're
not,
already,
they're doing the
there's no
CRA.
tax on them. They're tax abated already.
Correct.
Okay, thank you. That was my only thing.
They've done this, how many, I mean, they've been doing this, so the owners, the buyer still has to qualify to be able to purchase the house, and yeah,
Tiffany.
they've
So
been,
aside from developing the house, getting it built, as you know, we've already built one in Struthers, we'll also be responsible for administration of the program for the length of those deed restrictions.
Okay,
So for those 20 years, not only will YNDC build the houses, we'll also market them for sale, we'll qualify the buyers, and then if whoever buys that property decides 10 years from now to sell it, they would actually come back to YNDC when they list the house for sale, we would qualify their buyers, just like we've been qualifying the buyers. So we'll
That's
have a
part of
contract with Struthers to do that for the length of the deed restriction as well, to make sure that you all are compliant with ODOD.
yeah,
Great.
that was one of the things with, when we did this with Chrissy, with part of the program, that we were like, we don't have anybody who understands this, who knows how to run this program, and will run it for the length that it needs to be
Sure.
run. That's why Mahoning County contracted out for all of theirs with YMCA
Yeah,
as
so
well.
we're doing the same for the Mahoning County Land Bank, and we've been doing this for, I personally have been at YDC for 14 years qualifying buyers, and we have a multitude of other homes that we've developed, both through rehab and new construction, that have deed restrictions, and because we've been doing it for that amount of time, we've had several of those turn over and worked with the people who initially bought it, 10, 15 years later, to then turn it over and sell it to another qualified buyer.
Okay, great. And just for anybody listening who would be interested in that, do we know the 80%, what 80% of median income is?
For a single person, if you give me 2 seconds,
Sure.
I can get you the exact numbers, because I know it for some of
Because
that.
just in case somebody's wondering, hey, would I qualify for any of those
I
homes?
know we just had, I think, 2 people qualify for the one on Wilson.
The one on Wilson's a steal, so
That's-
if you could get qualified on it,
What are
and
they
you're
selling
interested in
that
it, you
house
should
on
buy it.
Wilson
It
for?
was listed originally at 180, we can't list it for
It's
more
down
than
for,
180,
it's
but now
160,
160.
160.
Is that, so what are these houses gonna be listed? Because like
So
a
the-
median in this area is 130 for a house,
No,
so.
it would,
Well, that's probably
No.
for two, for
Well, I'm just saying the median for like this Struthers.
yeah,
So
but
about
it's gonna go
130,
off of
right?
single or married too, correct?
Right,
as
so
far as income, but she's saying the
it's
listing
actually
price.
so the income restrictions are based upon household size. So for a single person, their gross annual income has to be below $47,750. For a 2-person household, it's $54,550. 3-person is $61,350. 4-person is $68,150.
So you're including kids in that, like if the
Yes,
family with 2
yes.
kids, so it'd be 4?
So even if,
Okay.
Same way
if
your
there are
taxes are
6
done.
people in the household and only 1 wage earner, the income limit is $79,100. So
Right.
it could be a single person.
So it truly doesn't go off of how many people are working in the home, it's how many people
many people
live in the
are
home
live in the
and then how much revenue is generated.
Correct, yeah,
Okay.
and it's based on income, not assets.
Sure,
So it could be, somebody who's on social security, it could be somebody
And
who's working.
they're good up
combination.
to 80% of the
Yes.
income? Okay,
Yes, and keep in mind that that is 80% of the AMI, it's not just those numbers. So today, those are the numbers. The federal government updates those numbers each year, so they increase based upon inflation. So just so that you understand, if you buy that house today, let's say you're a 4-person household, the income limit is $68,150. You go to sell that house 15 years from now.
correct.
You're selling it to somebody who's under whatever the income limit is.
And if you're factoring in basically the inflation every year,
Yeah.
even if you did it at 2%, 15 years from now, you'd be able to be 30% higher on those numbers.
So
Is the way you're
most
basing
of the government programs work that way anyway.
Yeah, exactly. We follow the same, basically HUD puts out these numbers every year and all the federal programs follow it and this particular state program also follows the same
Great.
numbers. As far as how we price the houses, we certainly want to make sure that we're honoring the folks that live in Struthers and those who already have an investment in their homes, and so we price them to market. to make
That
sure-
house couldn't have been priced any better,
We
honestly.
can't, but we
In-
can't price more than 180, that's
Yes.
the maximum, and
I
then we
understand.
adjust as
Yeah,
it.
If
ODOT does
2
have a
months from
restriction
now-
that that's the cap.
2 months from now, when the weather breaks, that house will sell immediately.
And what is the
Really
cost
well.
of
I
building
think
the
it's gonna
home?
be gone soon.
So it.
280,000?
It just depends on the home and, we've identified several lots that were pre-written into the grant that Struthers is going to transfer to us. We are currently working out what models will go on each lot, so it varies depending on the home that we're
So they're
building.
not outstanding in a certain neighborhood, they're kind of blend in pretty well with the neighborhood.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Architectural compatibility is really important, especially to me and in the work that we do. If you drive through the neighborhoods where we've built new homes, they tend to blend in, or we try to get them
Yeah, you
to
at least want
blend
them
in.
to fit the area.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah, that's
And
key.
even when I came out before we built the house here in Struthers on Wilson, I looked at the siding colors of the houses around it, what the structures were, because we had several different models at that time that we could choose from to put on that lot. And we chose the one that we thought would blend best with the neighborhood, and again, picked some more neutral siding colors because, the age of the housing stock in your area, the siding's not quite as bold as maybe some other places, and so we tried very hard to make sure that the whole.
The Wilson house, you guys did a great job.
Yeah,
You
it's
really
really
did.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have 8 different lots right now, but I know with them handling this, we sent them a couple more, cause Billy spends a lot of time working with the county to try to get those into our land bank. So we sent them a couple more, so some of the addresses might tweak a
Yeah, we
little bit.
wanna make sure that, we have a few additional options, cause you never know once you get started, once we get them surveyed, what we're gonna find on those lots.
Now, are these 8 houses gonna be built in a certain time period, or?
Yes, so the
Now.
reason that in
Right.
part YNBC is coming in to take over this project is the houses have to be built by November 2026.
Oh, good, okay, great.
So since we're already doing a
Wow.
lot of new construction, we have
6, 7 homes.
developed quite a bit of
6
expertise in
months.
that. We are,
8 months.
No,
we
eight.
believe very strongly that we can get it done in that time frame, and it's a very tight time.
Yeah.
I like
That
it.
is, it's
We're
not.
confident.
That's great.
Yeah,
One home a month.
I like
That's
it.
why we went
Yeah,
to just
that's
shut
good.
them, that's why we have everything.
Yes.
That's busted.
Yeah. Very good, thank you very much.
Yes, it's all
Alright.
Just curious how it works.
That was all I got.
Did you
Any
get
other
your
questions?
answers? That you,
Um,
were you,
Yeah,
Talking
those
about that?
answers, I mean, we were just, it's not
Oh.
something that like,
no, it's about
it's
just the
about the
legislation,
ordinance
okay.
itself, because we're still in contract with that other company.
We are not. We worked with John, that's what I talked about last
Oh.
week. We worked with John and we broke that contract with them.
Well, they said they
Timeframe.
needed 90 days, so that's not right.
But no, they actually, they didn't do what they were supposed to do according to that contract.
So they
time-wise.
broke the contract and we backed
Yeah.
out of it.
Okay,
Okay.
Yeah, we went through everything with
So
John.
we're free.
okay, cause I was saying like, I personally didn't think we should go for emergency on this just because we were still in contract for 90 days. Do you still think this is something that requires emergency, or that we
Yes.
could do in 3?
We
No,
gotta
because
build
we have to
8
build
houses
houses.
in
We
8
are building
months.
houses
If you had a time machine, we'll take it. We'll do this a couple months back.
We have certificates of occupancy, concrete poured, landscaping, so they have to be totally and completely done, and I have to prove that to ODOD by November 2026.
Too, when I go back to what a good deal these homes are, again, if you look, the cost to build these homes is
And what they're
nowhere
selling for.
near what you're paying for them.
Right.
I mean, I think when we figured that out, by the grant, it was like $280,000 a home, was it not? So,
275.
275, you're buying it for 160 and it's brand new. These are no-brainers.
Mhm.
Is it like a 30-year loan for them, or what is it?
So it depends on the buyer and what kind of financing that they're going after, so, actually buyers, if they do have the ability to buy with cash, they actually can.
And they could use FHA.
Yeah, they can use FHA, they can use VA, they can use conventional financing. We also, have a partnership with Huntington Bank that offers quite a bit of down payment assistance, for qualified first-time buyers. They can get up to $18,000 in down payment assistance from Huntington Bank if they qualify.
Well, even so, if you're using an FHA, you only have to put, what, 3.5% down?
Yeah, and
for
a lot
that,
of
so,
banks have comparable
I mean, very-
conventional loans with very low down payment options. If you're eligible for a VA, it's 0 down payment. And so yeah, there are lots of options for how they can buy the house. They can do a 30, they can do a 15, again, depending on what the bank is able to offer them and their affordability.
And I'm sure dealing with you guys, you're, I don't wanna say helping them, but at least guiding them a little bit through that, so it makes things a lot easier on them.
Yeah, so that's actually part of our contract with Struthers as well. This program requires that the buyers go through home buyer education, and YNDC is a HUD approved housing counseling agency. We have a HUD certified counselor. And so, before they purchase the house, each buyer is required to do at least one session of pre-purchase counseling with our counselor. And then for the year after purchasing the house, we require them to do at least one session a quarter. They'll also have, once they buy the house, a home maintenance orientation where someone will go through the house with them and explain the basic functions of the house. A lot of times we have first-time home buyers, and we wanna make sure that they're able to maintain that home moving forward.
If the homeowner pays it off, are they still obligated to you?
The deed restriction goes with the property,
Goes with
so
the property.
regardless of how they finance the house, whether they buy it with cash or whether they
They're
use
still
bank financing, that deed
obligated.
restriction stays with the house.
So they're obligated for the 5 years to live there with
Yes.
penalty free.
Yes.
And then even beyond the 5
Beyond
years,
that,
you guys would have to help sell them to a qualified buyer if they did
Yes, and the idea
did wanna
behind
sell.
that is to make sure that these homes maintain their affordability so that folks that are working class below that 80% limit can afford a
Yeah.
quality home.
And they'll be able to benefit from this for at least 20 years.
Yes, absolutely.
Anything else?
I'm gonna retire.
Well,
So I can go down in my wage and then I'll just.
Lori, if
No,
you
it's
ever
fine.
wanna go see the house, I'm
Yeah.
sure.
Lori, have you
It's
seen it
really nice.
online?
No, I just saw it.
Go on the
It's-
MLS, I'll
it's-
show you before we
it's
leave,
really
it's
nice,
beautiful,
yeah.
I mean, it really is.
I had one of my friends who's a realtor,
Practical, I
take
mean,
someone through, and she couldn't believe,
can't
not
buy
just
a
that,
house
but
for
the
no,
the down payment assistance, she's like, you can't get this anywhere. She was astonished, and she said how well built, and that there was a lot of time and thought that went into making it look like it fit into the name, she was astonished.
And
Do you
I,
guys
I,
ever like to schedule a time as a council to come?
I would like,
It's not a bad
I would,
idea.
I would love to go,
Yeah.
look at it.
well, it's kinda nice that they're taking over, because I don't think we have the ability to get it done,
No.
eight houses done in that.
no,
That's-
absolutely not, I mean,
There was a lot of back and forth.
listen, if we had to do one in 8 months, we're pushing it, and I'm being honest, like, this isn't, start to finish, these aren't that
But if
easy a
you, the
project.
way they work,
Yeah,
and the
you
way
could,
they
yeah,
handle
it's
everything.
This
very
is-
organized, seems
yeah.
like.
You saw how fast that went up too,
Yeah.
on Wilson.
Any other questions for Tiffany? Anybody?
None.
Well, thanks for coming and explaining things.
Tiffany, thank you very much.
Thank you for coming.
Appreciate it.
All right, so we'll go through the legislation now. All right,
Thank you, Tiffany.
all right, we have, one piece of the first piece is an ordinance authorizing and directing the city of Struthers to enter into a contract with Dynegy Energy Services East LLC as electric supplier for the city of Struthers electric accounts and declaring an emergency.
Motion to bring it out.
Second?
Second.
And the second piece is an ordinance authorizing the mayor of the city of Struthers to enter into a contract with Dynegy as the electric supplier for the residential and small commercial members of the city of Struthers electric aggregation program without the necessity of public bids and declaring an emergency. Motion to bring it out.
Motion to bring it out.
Second? And the third piece is what we just went over, an ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter into an agreement with Youngstown Neighborhood Development Corporation for the development and construction of workforce home ownership units under the fiscal year 2025 Welcome Home Ohio program and declaring an emergency. Motion to bring it out.
Motion to bring it out.
Second? Anybody have anything else for this committee?
I do not.
May I talk to, Charles today?
He was in for a while.
Yeah,
That's one of the things I have to talk to him
Okay.
about.
I told him to get, to work up some legislation and, maybe get with Chrissy and to figure out some ideas on how much something like that would cost. I thought we did this last year.
No, we had him put it together and then we applied for a grant with that, but now he is going to be the chair of the tree board.
Yeah.
So he has a lot of ideas and I told him.
Yeah, well, he, I thought he was doing the, count of the trees in Struthers last year, but that
We
didn't
got
go
all the,
through.
that's what the grant was for, but
Okay.
we didn't receive that grant.
Okay.
We're hopeful, but that's something I think would be really beneficial in moving a lot of things forward. is
Yeah,
getting that
because I was kinda confused on how we became a tree city without all the regulations that we, I mean, it looked good on paper.
My question is,
But-
are we gonna file for another grant?
No, so we wanna talk, this is what we wanna talk to Chrissy about, to see if we can put some money aside for the tree board to act on some of these things. I know last year, and I'll take blame, I know we had a lot of things going on with, obviously Bob, and, we didn't have the meetings we were supposed to have, there were a couple things that we're supposed to give a report to council once a year, and we have our regular work thing, but we just didn't do as good of a job with the tree board as we normally would. Everything last year was kinda, crazy.
I guess,
Charles, that's why we asked Charles to kind of take the lead on this, so we wanna kind of really,
And he's more than qualified to do
I
yeah.
agree, the only reason I asked about the grant was because I would hate to spend our money on it. That's just me being honest. I believe that when we did look into it, it was quite a bit of money, correct?
no, that was to have him as a, like, almost like a part-time forestry person for the city.
it. Right.
Okay.
So I don't think the amount
Okay.
for that is, he's gonna get us, work up a quote and what that would
He,
cost.
he
but the
said something,
benefits of-
yeah, he has to take an inventory of all the trees.
And I remember
And
that,
that's about
but
$17,000.
I was gonna say, I thought that it was a
Or
good amount.
$7,500, he
I
said.
was gonna say not
Yeah.
17.
But,
Well, I was saying 17 seems like a lot of money,
no,
to be
but
able to be
seven,
honest.
yes, about $7,500, he said, and he figured maybe 10,000 to run it. So.
Okay,
We wanna
That
talk-
would be
well-
the initial cost, because, it's, you know, once you get the, inventory, it's there.
But this is the same thing as we've been doing since we all started here, is once you have that plan in place, once you have those guidelines, using that to apply for grants, that's what, like, even with the comprehensive plan, that's our leverage when it comes to
no, I understand.
receiving grants. So if we go for another tree forestry grant, if we have the tree inventory already done, that's leverage.
You just know how
Get the money.
painful it is for me to
I know it
say,
is,
to
I know it
spend
is.
$17,000.
But he
But
has
Somebody give
access
us
to
tree
different grants that
inventory,
he might
right?
be eligible
Yeah.
for.
I mean,
kind of.
So that would help.
Try to
out
be
quite a bit.
responsible.
There's
that's
so
all.
much more that we could be doing with this tree board that we.
Well, the thing is, you know, if you wanna maintain that status of a
Yeah.
tree city, cause I don't know how we even got it in the first place, but,
Well, we spend per capita, like you have to spend a certain amount, there's a guidelines that you have to qualify for, and we hit all of those.
Yeah.
This year, we didn't have, and when I submitted the application, everything, I explained that we have things that we're preparing for in the future,
Yeah.
but we didn't have the focus that we normally do,
Yeah.
I'll just be honest.
I thought we even had to have the inventory to even apply for that.
No.
but-
Cause we've never had that, and we've been in
Yeah.
Sioux City since
Yeah, that's why I was
21.
wondering how we got it,
No.
but, okay. So that's coming down the pike, so
Okay.
he's gonna come and talk, I guess, and, I told him to get that.
Well, that was last year that we applied though, correct,
Right.
for
So
that
we-
grant?
Yes, yes.
Is there another one this
Every
year
year.
potentially?
There
So
is
we'll be
every
able to at least reapply for it, that's what I was trying to
Yes,
say.
and I think we have a lot of focus with KO and in the wastewater treatment and stormwater, and there's different things, because we are getting grants for
But let me
a
ask
lot of
you,
things, so we
couldn't
we-
have used stormwater for this? It seems like it would directly affect stormwater, would it not?
I think we could, well, I'm talking about the grant writing.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
what I'm saying is, even if we were to get a grant through stormwater,
That I don't know, but I don't know
what's available?
available for that, because we are trying for the big money for the.
I understand, but it just seems
But I don't
like
know, I don't know.
having a tree inventory, and it seems like basically the trees in the city would directly correlate with stormwater. They
Yeah.
use so much of it. I mean, that's why, like, when we had before, when Frank came in and he wanted everybody's downspouts to be drenched along their lawn before they hit the street, that then reverted back to stormwater, you know what I mean?
And that's something we could talk to KO about too, and we just need, we need to make it a priority
Sure.
to go after. And we started talking about it, but if we have them look for more.
I'm just
in that
looking for
avenue,
creative
yeah,
financing. Yeah, I'm not disagreeing with you that we need it, I'm just looking for creative financing, that's all.
So, and we have the meeting with the library next Thursday,
The
correct?
12th.
The
The
12th.
12th at 4:00, and please, if anybody can be there, please.
So they are not going with Poland at all, or are they still in the
That
running?
has not been recommended, as of right now, that has not been recommended to the board, and I don't think the building board has to agree to recommend to the main board for approval. The only thing that came out of that building meeting was recommending Struthers to start for the new build, so as of right now, I don't think that's the
Yeah.
case, cause I think there's a lot of things going back and forth with staying there and building new, but their study that they
The
did
last
said it's
article,
better to build new.
the build new, so I find it really hard to believe how they could leave a public building open if it's that dangerous that they need to
It's-
build a new
I
one.
don't believe it is, and that's what this study basically showed. It's
Yeah.
of no danger to anybody at this point in
Then
time.
why do they need to build a new one?
Cause they have to have one.
The
Well, I
upgrade,
thought it
from
was
what I
dangerous when
understand,
they
the
was spraying
upgrades,
and
if they were to
everything else, they
upgrade
said.
it and
Didn't they
fix
say
all
that?
of the
Yeah, but I don't
potential
think it's
things,
an
it was
actual
like
danger to
7.5
anyone, like
to
it's
build
gonna
new, it was
implode on
12.
itself, I think.
But with the 7.5 million, you're
made
talking
it
more,
sound-
and I don't wanna get into the politics,
Yeah,
because I don't
well,
wanna.
it's just amazing, cause all the professionals, the engineers and stuff say it's not safe.
Well, no,
Floated
I'm
away.
not hearing
They're
that.
entitled
It's
to
got a
do.
floating floor, it's gotta go.
I mean, they got cracks in the walls and stuff, I mean, that's what that she said here.
Yeah.
And it
Well,
warranted that they had to get out of there.
I mean, if you have settling issues in a foundation, you're obviously gonna have cracks.
Sure.
Now, that does not mean, and again, I'm not sticking up for anybody, I'm just trying to use some
Well, you're a
knowledge,
contractor,
right?
you know.
So if you're gonna have structural settling or movement at all, you're going to have cracks. That does not mean that the place is gonna implode or that it would be unsafe, like it's gonna fall in on somebody.
Kinda how they made it sound.
Yeah,
They did.
so,
If
I
it
mean,
was unsafe,
Yeah,
I think
that's-
they would close it, but everybody that the message that I got was it's not in anybody's.
Well, I just don't wanna go to this meeting Thursday in hopes of, we were told that we were in the front running of getting the library and be turned down.
I don't think that's the case at all.
I hope it's
I
not,
think they,
Because I will not vote for library stuff ever again.
we'll make sure you bring your sign down
but
there.
that's why I get upset when people are like, well, we should do this instead, or we should do this. We've been paying, the city of Struthers has been paying from our taxes for years and
Absolutely.
years and years. Now it's our turn. Now it's our turn
I agree.
to get
Yeah.
a new library. It's Struthers' turn for this. But I don't get that feeling from,
Well, we'll see.
yeah.
Things do happen.
And they
But I
wouldn't,
don't think I don't even think the Poland is going to be discussed
Okay,
as
well,
far
that's
as
good.
moving forward, or what's the projected.
Gets me heated up already.
I can tell.
but so,
We just need to.
I love your passion, Bob.
the old library, the
Cause
old
I see it
library, if they
happening, I
build a
can
new
see it
one,
happening.
are they keeping
Have
that one
faith.
for
So
storage
the
then?
old
Have faith.
library,
Think
not
it's
for
gonna
storage,
happen.
it'll be the community engagement part. Right now, they're leasing a building.
Okay,
So they would repurpose that, they would have to put money into that too, because that's where all of their mobile libraries and all of that will go. So they're not,
okay,
it's not a property that, I know people are saying, just
I know,
donate
that's
it
why I
here,
wanna
donate it
just
here.
address
That's
it
not-
now.
it's not our property, it's the library's property. They're going to repurpose it for that, because they're paying a lease right now, to lease space for this. So that'll be that.
So that probably helps incentivize them though, to build
Yeah,
us a new
absolutely.
one, so that they can take that one.
That's.
At least we would hope so,
Yeah, and I
right?
think one of the other things when they did the study that they were mentioning when I was there was a lot of the staff and when they did the public outreach, a lot of people want outdoor programming.
mhm.
And I think the
And,
fact that.
Charles was talking about, I told him, I says, with the new library being, if we get it put down by the park, he could have a lot of programs down there.
Yeah,
Mm.
he has a lot of
Yeah,
ideas.
he does.
We sat in for an hour. and
That's
met with
honestly,
him.
that's
He
a
has
great
lot of
site for
ideas.
it.
Yeah, oh,
Really is.
absolutely.
And the fact that we're that far along, because we
Yeah.
started this in end of 2020, doing the feasibility study. We have all of that done. We have everything pretty much
Yeah.
ready to go. So let's just hope for the best on the 12th and. we'll
And
go
we're
from there.
applying for, grants for the playground equipment, right?
For Nebo?
Yeah.
Yes, we
Okay.
gotta, we might be doing a capital request for
Good.
that, but I can talk to you about that later. That's gonna be a huge.
And our pathway, can we use some of that money for the pathway then?
So I'm getting, for the capital request, yeah,
Yeah,
but that's a big, that's maybe paired with the potential Miracle League at the Struthers Baseball and pair it with an ask for Nebo Park, because it's so close together. But we have to go over all that with KO. We're gonna be going to Columbus, in March. We're hoping that the Youngstown Warren Chamber puts that on as one of their big projects so that we can bring it to the legislators. But that's one of those things where until it's signed,
Yeah,
it goes through so many steps. That's a lot of the lobbying that we have to do. But
yeah, we need an active
Yeah,
park
but we
on this
also
side
have-
of the town.
we also have two
Agreed.
other companies that are gonna give us quotes too. Because if we can get it down and we can use that grant money, then that'll be a lot better. Cause we have the ODNR, and then we have the community foundation, so we already have money that's there.
And we gotta work on that building there, right?
No, we've been, it's all cleaned up, the heat is now there, we have heat, we have plumbing,
Is
everything's,
the, electric panel still out in the,
yes.
are we
Yeah.
gonna move that?
So we've been discussing this, and we went back and forth even with Bob, with Bill, the amount of money it would cost to move it. We don't know if we should just keep it where it is, because they found the trusses for the roof. So the cost to keep that as like a storage might be better to
Okay.
just save
Well,
that.
what are you saying, the
because we're not-
electrical panels on the outside?
No, it's on
It's
that
in,
smaller
it's not
building,
even in the building,
it's the smaller building in the
it's where
back,
that used to be the restroom, right?
yeah,
Mhm.
but if we can
But
just,
it's open to the air right now, right?
it's,
You're saying it's open to the elements?
Mm-hmm.
You could put a lockbox on it,
Yeah.
but
we have the trusses for the roof, so it doesn't seem like a lot of work to make that kinda like a storage shed. But the amount of money that we were told it would cost to, cause we worked, was it Travis? I think it might have been Travis, to move it from that building to the other one, it was
Bob
like,
said, Bob told me that time,
it was a
like
significant,
20,000.
yeah, just to move it.
that seems high.
That seems real high.
It does. Maybe get somebody else.
Yeah.
But when we're gonna
The
need
whole
storage
area, it's not
anyway,
just
instead of
the-
Can't be
building, so we're
because
still kinda
Restrooms
torn.
and
if it's going.
restrooms
They
there
used to be there, but now we have restrooms in the bigger building and they're indoor outdoor, so you can access them
Yeah,
from
but
the,
that feeds
from
to
the
the
outside.
Outside, yeah.
Okay.
And not have
And
to
where it pops
bother
up, you
anybody
could
from
probably
the
branch
inside
off
if it's
right
Right.
there and put a
But
separate
it's
main
indoor,
coming
and we
in.
got the
I
plumbing
would
fixed
think,
there,
I,
and then we got,
seems like about
furnace
75.
big buildings.
I've never,
Okay.
We're gonna be painting
if
that,
you ask me, my
there's some
personal
little
opinion.
Yeah.
cosmetic things that we have to do.
I know guys that work for Ohio Edison would come and do it probably.
Yeah,
Okay.
One other question. Property on Sixth Street, is it officially signed over to the city?
Yes, everything's officially signed over, and I'm not
There's-
going through the snow to pull those,
Oh,
Thing.
those signs are still
they're,
there.
but I think they're buried.
No, I'm not talking about the sign. I
Oh.
got a couple messages about they're still using it every morning at 4 a.m.
For what?
probably
Their
when they snowplows a
employee,
parking lot.
their employee parking.
I don't believe so, we talked to him.
It's on camera, so I'm just
I'll
letting you
make
They're
guys
that
know.
parking
Maybe
their cars
notify.
there?
I'll talk to Brandon more.
So if we could just address that, please.
When was, do you know the date on that?
Last night was one, and then last week also was another date. I can
It
get you the
just
actual
transferred
dates.
over
Friday.
Friday.
Okay, so last night was
I'll
still,
give him a call tomorrow,
yeah, I appreciate
make
it.
sure that he's not on there. It's not his property, so.
Alright, anything
Any-
else for this committee?
Well, the gentleman that talked to us last week, anything done with that, or did you guys talk to him?
I talked to him and then his father actually came in today too, and I
Yeah, so
explained
is that an
everything with him.
option for them, or?
The only option he has is if he wants to build on it. We're
Okay.
not just giving land away for just
For
the,
nothing,
yeah.
just to keep, vacant?
So I
They're two-
explained to him, we have like a 2-year process if he brings the financials and pretty much plans, drawings, what he would wanna do with it, but
Yeah,
he'd have pretty much a 2-year commitment, but if he doesn't provide any of that, we're not just gonna give him the land either for 2 years,
Yeah.
just for him to say, oh, 2 years from now, like,
I'll be honest,
There's nothing going
generally,
on, but-
if you talk to like Mahoning County Land Bank, they don't give it to you at all until you're so many steps along.
well,
And
I
then
mean,
it-
that's
then it
not true,
reverts.
because there's a lot of people in Struthers that have that land that haven't built anything on
That,
it.
no, that's completely different. They have that land because they own an abutting property.
Okay.
So you can own an
He
abutting
owns an
property
abutting property,
and do
correct?
that, but if you go to the land bank now, it's, let's say, yeah, but they wanna build on it as a viable building site. That's what our goal is, to get things built
Right.
on them, you know what I mean? So the land bank, if I went to the land bank and said, I want this property, I don't live next door, they would make me go through so many steps and be so
build
far
on it.
along, almost built before they would relinquish the property to me. But, excuse me, now with the tax abatement and with us building these homes, and we're talking about doing it in perpetuity, once we build these 8 we discussed before, once these 8 sell and we get the finances back in, we wanna do this again with that money,
Yes,
isn't that
we wanna
correct?
apply for
Yep.
the
So
same-
we need
So
to
does
keep
that
these
mean
lots
if there's
as-
abutting properties from
as
here on
inventory
out,
in the
you won't
future.
allow that?
Sure.
I mean, I'm just,
yeah,
No,
it
if
was,
they're buildable properties, so some properties that we have, like we had the one on Edison, it's not a buildable it's not a buildable
Right.
lot, so we had we had them go and they paid for the replat, so they split that. If it's not buildable,
And,
but we have to reach out to both neighbors to see if either
And
of
you'll
them
have to
want them,
explain
but that
buildable.
we charge them for that, so that buildable,
buildable
it
is
has to be
size, it has to meet a
Right.
sizing
So
criteria,
there's
so.
some lots that are
So many square
triangles
feet.
that we're never gonna do
So many square
anything
feet,
with.
but I believe that it has to be 55 wide,
50,
50. Okay, 50 wide.
Weren't we talking about maybe looking at some of the ordinances about small homes for
Yeah.
smaller lots?
And that
Would have been a
woman
good
is
one.
the one to talk
Okay.
to, because they have,
Cause I think right now,
they were just telling us, they have a section where it's almost like, it's a little, their own little community. And
if I
that
come in,
people-
if if I come in, can we call her and have
Yes,
a
yeah.
phone conference
They're
with her?
doing that.
Cause
yes.
that completely slipped my mind.
Yeah.
We have been talking about that too.
They,
Yeah,
they're doing it, like and we
Yeah.
can even drive by and look at them, she'll take us through them, but
Okay.
we
'Cause those
talked,
are
that actually
good
got
for
brought
single,
up.
Yeah.
person.
Yeah, I do have
Well, not
some
only that, the
concerns
small-
though.
The small branches, I know we have the apartments that are on the corner of Klingon and, Grim Heights.
Oh, yeah.
There's like a waiting list because so many people
Oh, those are
want-
great. Those are
yeah,
phenomenal builds. They're
And
all slab.
something
I mean,
small like
those
that
are.
would be perfect, but
But
that's a whole zoning
I
change.
do,
That's
I
a whole-
do wanna, this isn't really, it's something I wanna address moving forward. We do need to check the criteria too and make sure quality homes are still getting built.
Sure.
Even though we want tiny homes or we want to allow people to build more homes, I mean, to me, if we let a bunch of mobile homes, a bunch of trailers, a bunch of double wides come in here, we did exactly the opposite of what we set out to do.
Right, yes.
We plunged our housing. We need to make sure the quality homes are still getting
Right.
built. The one on Wilson, quality home, huge help to our market here.
So that's a good example of what they're gonna do.
Perfect example, but like we have one on Lincoln that I've seen that looks to me like it is a double wide
But they
manufactured
followed,
trailer. But we need to put in our own, just because they followed the counties, we can still set our own and say
Yes.
that we
and
won't
I think
accept
that's
that.
not a bad idea, cause I've been getting calls and I know we've been talking, there's different container homes that are being built.
We
There's
can't get
different-
into that.
I know, but we need to set some kind of regulations.
agree.
Because right now, what they're doing is
Yes.
they're not breaking any laws, and maybe we need to tighten up.
Well, why don't,
some of
John,
those.
couldn't we just even say that, even if we didn't set a criteria, we set a board that had to approve these homes in the manner that they're built?
I don't see why not.
Because I mean, I guess my main thing is like, that home, it doesn't have an actual block foundation, it doesn't look like.
No, it
It
doesn't.
looks like it's a trailer and they're set up.
There's
Yeah,
paneling around
that is
it,
not
yeah.
gonna help our
No.
housing value. So, I mean,
It
those,
either has to be a slab or.
those, yeah, those are, you can pour a
Get
monolithic
that
slab,
foundation.
if anybody's
Yeah.
familiar with that, that suffices in most instances, but that, to me, when I look at it, that's a trailer. And we don't want trailers popping up all over the city. So if we just put a board in place, we don't actually have to set exact criteria, any new builds would have to be approved by the board. Would that work?
Well, we have
I'll
to
look
put
into it.
together the
I don't see why
CRA
not.
committee too, so I don't know if that's something that can go through the CRA committee, because it's gonna be in that
New homes, yeah.
new.
I'm just saying, that way we wouldn't have to set exact pinpoint every little thing. When somebody wanted to build here, it would have to be passed and approved by the board the same way as anything else, and you couldn't come in here with a trailer because the board would more than likely shoot that down.
Either have a basement
board
or a
would be
slab
set-
and that's it.
The board would be set to protect, the integrity of our housing market in the city. Can't, even though we want more residents and we're okay with smaller, more efficient homes, I still think there needs to be a criteria where we're not just slapping together
Mhm.
mobile
So
homes,
you're-
basically.
Where are these trailers, is that what?
And Mike, if you,
There's one. There's one.
it's on Lincoln.
On Lincoln?
Lincoln and
It's
Ninth,
listed- it's
10th,
listed pretty extensively.
Ninth.
Between
Ninth.
nine
Oh,
and ten.
it's already up already?
Listed
Oh,
for
yeah.
I'm gonna have to go look, I didn't know,
Oh,
I haven't been
no,
up
this
there.
is-
200,000.
South?
200,000.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I know it.
And I mean, I get it that they've put this, but when you look at that, it does not fit the area. I mean, honestly,
No.
the rest of them look like homes, and it looks like you
Yeah.
put a mobile home in the middle
To go right by that.
of homes. That's what it looks like to me.
Yeah.
And I was the one, I'll be honest, who was all for building homes here. The more we can get in, the better. But again, I think it needs to be done in,
It doesn't fit.
a manner that fits. What they built on Wilson is perfect, But it also, I gotta be honest, that's done with a grant because that would never make money.
Yeah.
You know what I
Right.
mean?
Two things real fast, and Megan just brought them to my attention. The meeting for the library, it is a public meeting, so it's open to anybody. So anybody that wants to go sit and listen and be there, anybody's more than welcome. I just asked
Where's it
the
at
council, please
Sure.
try to.
It's on Mahoney Avenue, right? The
It's
Mahoney
on,
Library.
it's at the Kubalasa.
Yeah, it's on
So
Mahoney.
it's-
By
I
West Side
forget
Bowl.
what the address is.
Oh,
But it's
okay, I
on
know where
Mahoney
you're at.
Ave. It's the library on Mahoney
The
Avenue.
library of Mahoney again.
Yep,
Okay.
and just to update you
Yeah,
guys,
up there.
on
That way.
the property on Fifth and Wilson, we spoke with, we actually spoke with a few people, and I don't think that, unfortunately, even though we did what we did, I don't think that's going to work for, the people of Austintown. There was a lot more that wasn't explained to them, and I think, there were upgrades in the building that they were looking to get done. And there's not that type of money there to
that.
do these, and I think there was some things that weren't well communicated between the owner and United Way.
Okay,
I'm saying without trying to,
okay.
So they're not gonna
I
use
don't
that
think
building?
they, no, it's not.
So is that building up for sale or what's?
It's been up for sale,
It'll be up for
It still
sale.
says
Been up
pending
for
online.
huh?
It still says pending online. It's been
It's
pending
been
for
send-
like
it's-
2 years.
It's been saying that.
And I'll-
Yeah.
Back to the house on Lincoln,
4
there
o'clock.
is
The meeting
no
is 4 o'clock for the library.
recourse or ramifications. That house is built and it's done and they're gonna sell it, the house on Lincoln.
Yeah.
It just kinda brought to our attention, maybe moving forward, hey,
Look a
gotta
little
look at
we
it.
should kinda figure out something to make sure that these homes are being built in a manner that
Yeah.
complements the city.
Before they come and get
And that,
permits and
that
everything else.
specific
Yeah.
neighborhood,
Yeah,
Alright,
That sounds good, I like that idea.
anything else for this?
and I hope they do sell it for 200 grand, cause that's just upping our value here, but,
Anything, Bob?
I'm good.
Does it have a basement?
No,
No,
no.
Just a
No, but you, I mean, truly, you don't
It's not
have to have a
flat.
basement, you just need a
It's on, like,
foundation at
Sure,
least,
concrete
right? We
blocks.
don't wanna,
But there's no foundation.
to my,
Doesn't
Oh, it's
look-
got
viewing it, it does not look like a
block
foundation.
pillars on each corner.
yeah.
You can't even see them,
And then
because
they
it
have
has
like the,
basically
Skirt.
soffit
Yeah.
skirting
I
around
got
it.
it.
Oh,
I
yeah,
got
that's
you.
what you're saying.
Yeah.
And again, not looking to target these people and make them change anything or anything like that, just moving forward,
we have.
we wanna set some criteria, to the
Why
homes that are
didn't they
being
just
built.
Make a slab.
And there may be, but in me, it looked like there was skirting on the bottom. Generally, that's indicative
Right,
of
that-
not having
I
a
got you.
slab,
I got
that's
you.
all.
Why didn't they put it on a slab?
What does that say?
Okay, motion to adjourn.
Make a motion.